What's going on? How you doing, guys? Happy Tuesday to everybody. And looking out the old window here, it is a little drippy. Yep, we got a little bit of rain here in Detroit, Michigan, but you know what? That's okay. Wash away all that damn salt and stuff like that, and let's get ready for some sunshine and some warmer weather, and break out the Harley. It's going to be a little bit yet with this shoulder situation going on. But anyways, enough of that. I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight Our War and co-host of Music and Mayhem with my brother, the one and only Skylar Ray. And just jumping on here this morning to shoot the shit a little bit and kind of let you know what's been going on, what's going to go on, and all that good stuff. Hopefully, hopefully you guys had a chance to check out last night's show. Had a great show with Mike Autoshevit. I hope I got that right. Autoshevit. Autoshevet? Autoshevet. Okay, we'll go with that. But yeah, man, I tell you what, it was all of the shows that come on. They're all different, but at the same time, they all have that same core of what we're going after is dealing with addiction, dealing with mental health issues, dealing with the stress, the anxiety, the damn horror. I mean, let's call it what it is, man. It's freaking evil that goes along with addiction, and it affects everybody differently. And that's why I love having this open platform with our family to come on and share their stories. I can't even, I've said it over and over. How many times I've actually had to uh, talk people into their agreeing to come on, tell their story, and the closer it gets to their date of their show, get a little nervous, get a little cold feet, and rightfully so, man. For people who have never been on camera, who have never done an interview, just to come on in any situation is a lot. To come on to do just a interview about whatever it may be, your job, uh, a certain topic at sports, entertainment, whatever it is. But now, here you are, possibly for the first time coming on social media to do a live show, and you're talking about some very, very personal um, issues in your own life. And some of these things are things that our own family and our own friends don't realize or don't know, man. And here you are, um, and I'm so grateful for all of you who are part of this amazing family of My Fight or War, and all of the other incredible families out there as well. And good morning, Carol. I hope you're having a great day. And for all the other families and organizations out there who are doing their part as well, for giving everyone this opportunity. But like I was saying, I can't even tell you how many times I'll have someone getting closer to the day of their show, and all of a sudden I'll get that message. You know what, man? I'm not sure if if I should go on. And I know as soon as I hear that, and it's because they feel that their story is not, it's not as intense. It doesn't have all this flair or violence or terrible, this tragedy, all of this just, train wreck that happens. um, like a previous show, I may have just had someone on, and they start to compare theirs to other people's. Don't ever compare your story to anyone else's. And please don't ever cut yourself short, sell yourself short by thinking that your story isn't just as important, because it is. Trust me, it is. I've said it over and over how important and how strong our words are. And when you put that into telling our own stories of what we have gone through, and Not only that, but hitting on each level. I mean, you get some platforms where the people will come on and tell a little bit about themselves, and you know what? Whoever comes on, I never pressure anybody to talk about anything that they don't want to talk about. That's one thing I make very clear is before they come on, is making sure that this is what they want, that this is something that it's their choice. Because I've had a few conversations with people, and you could tell a little bit of apprehension. And I know I've only been doing this a year or so as far as the actual podcast, but I'm starting to get, I'm learning every day and absolutely love it. But you're starting to get a feel of what's going on with people. And when I get that little hesitation, I could normally tell what's going on. And sometimes what it is they're coming on because either a family member, a friend, um, someone that just someone you may know, just said, you know what, to get you over that hump, this is what you need to do. You need to go on, My Fight Our War or whatever show, whatever platform, and you need to tell your story. Tony, how you doing? Thank you for popping on here with us this fine, dreary, rainy morning here in Detroit. I appreciate it. And but just getting back to make sure that this is something when you decide to come out, whatever show or platform it is, it's because it's something you want to do. And because it's scary, man. And just to take that first step in recovery, we all know that first step is a bitch. And and we do have family and friends and people who are part of our lives, man, and they're worried about us. They're concerned about us. They don't want to see, there's you always know you hear these terrible stories about people with when it gets into addiction to these depths where basically two things are going to happen at the end. You're going to be end up in prison, or you're going to end up in a body bag and you're dead. Between the two, obviously, you and your family and friends and loved ones would rather see you even locked up, even though that's not where between the two. But like I said, that being said, you need to really be sure before doing any shows, any interviews, that this is something that is your choice and your choice alone. And then back to the main point of this, that people think that their story isn't as important as somebody else's just because maybe someone else's story or this person has been on numerous shows because of it could be a few things that happens, and we all see it. And as a host, we want to get the biggest bang. And that's not saying the person, we're talking about the content. And it just may be that this certain individual not only has one hell of an amazing story, but just their personality, their charisma, the way that they handle themselves on camera, especially live, that really captures people's attention and people want to see it. So that's why, you'll see, the same person on a lot of different platforms and getting a shitload of attention. And when you look back at it, you might look at the story that this person's telling. And when it comes to the intensity part and everything else, I've had people say, well, man, it's a hell of a story, of course, but it wasn't as intense as that one guest that you had on, or this person or that person. But it's not just the story; it's the whole package. It's how you present it. It's your emotions. It's it's everything. Um, but the main thing is, man, be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't be fake. Don't come on thinking that you know what I'm going to do this because my family members and friends said that if I do this, it'll help me, and if I do this, I'll feel better. You know what? Again, they have the best of intentions, but please think long and hard about it. And I talked to a lot of the patients. I'm sorry, can't believe I said that. Family members. just to make sure that it is cool, that that is their own choice. But last night's show, I hope you had a chance to check out Mike and his story. And when I hear these stories from these individuals, and a lot of us hosts on shows that I have talked to, just in talking, not on camera or anything, how you'll hear us say, "Man, I know what you mean by this," or we have these same things happen that come up in our lives, and that's what I talk about. How our own stories are so different, but the core is such the same at times. And just so well, this beautiful, amazing wolf behind me is our logo for My Fight Our War. And when I thought about it, I needed a name for this family. And those of you who heard the story know that, in fact, here's the actual paperwork right here. 2 years ago. Don't mind the drawing, but that right there, My Fight Our War, join our pack, you'll never be alone. I came up with the name of this amazing family. The name or the time frame keeps flipping around. I know it's less than 10 minutes. Just sitting there thinking, I got to come up with a name, to this family. My Fight Our War, and I swear I wrote it down, and I remember looking up. It was a very intense moment. I remember getting up that night and just walking from the living room into the kitchen with a pad of paper, and just this overwhelming, intense feeling of, all right, about time you get off your ass and do what you say you're going to do for the first time instead of just talk shit. Put that paper down, sat there, I need a name. And I literally put my pen down, wrote My Fight Our War. And I remember looking up thinking, first of all, why did I even write that? I wasn't thinking of it. And I love wolves. I've got a huge one, like that wolf had tattooed on my back. I had pictures of wolves, love wolves. I love the pack mentality, how they, the pecking order, the way they take care of each other, and the whole part of that wolf pack. So the logo was easy. So I'm thinking, why did I write My Fight Our War? Okay, my fight. When it comes to each of us individually, my fight. Yours could be meth. It could be heroin. It could be pills. It could be alcohol. It could be all of them. But the thing is, each one of us are different. That's your fight. So there you go. My fight. Our war. Our war in a whole is the same. It's addiction. It's mental health issues. It's anxiety, depression, the loneliness, the feeling of abandonment, the feeling of being all these terrible things is our war. And then I looked up. I was like, God, you are good. You are good, man. And there it was. My Fight Our War, just like that. Join our pack. You'll never be alone. Within less than 10 minutes, I had this amazing family. And I knew right then and there that we were onto something, and this family was going to flourish. I came on as well saying that I am not a professional like life coach, counselor. I've never gone to college for anything, but what I have done is a lot of the same things that all of you have done: the drugs, the alcohol, the violence, the anger, the lies, the manipulation. Been there, done it. And I came right out and I said, listen, you know, it's not called, sunshine and roses. Come here, I'm going to give you a hug. It's called My Fight or War. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not going to sit here and play, that this isn't as serious as it is. But at the same time, we will never, ever disrespect anybody, bully anybody, shame anybody, look down on anybody at all. My Fight or War, we're here to help, support, motivate, and show all of us here exactly who we are, and we're family, and we stick together. And all of you right here, Stephanie, Jacqueline, Lori, good morning. Um, and Jacqueline, we are currently at Mardi Gras. Oh boy, I tell you what, man, and I'm sure you got that amazing food of yours going, like Jacqueline does. And Stephanie, I see you up there, Stephanie. Little update here. Keep my as Stephanie has reached out to us and let us know. Unfortunately, her mother had a medical issue and is currently in the hospital. Let's see, is still. You know what? Let me pop this over here. I'm just going to read it. Good morning, Manny. Keep my family in your thoughts and prayers today. Mom is still on the ventilator, and the whole medical team asked me and my brother and sister to be up here this morning to discuss everything and make decisions. So, Stephanie, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family always, just like everybody here. So, of course, we are here for you. You know, so please let's reach out to Stephanie, her mom, all of the family, the friends, of everybody, and send those positive thoughts and prayers to not only your mom but you, your family as well. And by the grace of God, we're going to be here to support you. So we are here for you, Stephanie. Uh, Lori, Jacqueline, thank you for popping on here. Yeah, right. And Lori, thank you very much. And we will. Stephanie's been nice enough to keep me updated with posts and comments. So as long as Stephanie keeps me updated and has me share what she would like me to share or what she shares, I will definitely pass along to everybody. But thank you very much for your thoughts and prayers and positive um, intentions for them all. And again, goes back to family and exactly what I was talking about with My Fight or War, with all the incredible families and organizations and platforms that are out there that do so much. But just remember, man, without all of you, it's just a logo and a name. That's it. Without all of you, I'm just a host. I'm just some guy that talks into a mic and looks into a camera. If it wasn't for all of you, none of this would exist and none of this would matter. So thank you guys so much for everything that you have done. Um, besides for everyone else in this family, for myself, speaking for myself right now, starting My Fight I War back on January the 9th, 2023, again, was a start of something in my life that I never, ever expected that I would do. And, for me, especially with, the drinking and drugs, I was that guy that we all know. You know, talk a lot of shit, lies, manipulation, gonna do this, gonna do that, and don't do any of it until that day. Until actually it was January the 8th, that night before, is when, bam. And, you know, next thing you know, here we are 2 years later, January the 9th, that just passed. We just celebrated 2 years at My Fight or War, and it's because all of you. And again, all of the family members who have come on, who have shared their stories, such as Mike did last night. Again, very intense story. And you'll see people's reactions, and their emotions. And, that's one thing is that I caught at the very beginning of starting My Fight or War, is not knowing anything about social media, doing podcasts, starting a support a podcast or a page or anything like that. Zero. I just I just did it. And sometimes in life, that's what we have to do. Don't if you think about it too much, that's all you're going to end up doing. You're going to sit there and you're going to walk in circles and you're going to do what I did most of my life. This is what I'm going to do. This I want to do that tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. Well, tomorrow came, and it was January the 9th, 2023, and I'm so grateful for it. Um, so, just please, just remember that our words matter, our stories matter, and, Mike last night was sharing some things about going to a meeting, and certain things don't work for certain people, just like anything in life. I don't care what it is. If somebody does something and says, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever, you need to do this," and then that person does it and absolutely hates it, or it's terrible at it, or whatever the case may be, it's just a terrible experience. This other person, and maybe two, three, or four other people had the greatest experience ever. Just wasn't for that person. Same thing goes for all of us. You know, my fight or war. I said from day one as well. Listen, man, I'm not inventing a wheel here. Here we are doing something that has been going on for all this time. AA, Al-Anon, Fan, Care, all of these amazing organizations, Live Right, all of these incredible platforms have been around helping people, and it's just for whatever reason it kind of gets swept under the rug. It's like, yeah, it's like, and the people that I've talked to, I've been getting a lot of the same response. It's like, well, um, there's a lot of embarrassment, and I'm not talking just the people that are like us who are in active addiction at the time, with the embarrassment, the shame that we all feel. And I don't have to tell you guys about it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the families, the friends, the coworkers who, you know, are close to an individual, and it's hard for them because they feel guilty. They feel like, what did I do, or what could I have done? I didn't do enough. I should have seen this. I should have seen these red flags. So there's a lot of emotions going on at all different levels. And so that's just the thing with addiction, man. And so it affects a lot of people. And when you're dealing with something like this, the one thing I made very clear is, with my fight or war, we're never, good morning, Sheila. I hope you have a great day as well. And, with, with my fight or war, I mean, to each their own. I will never tell someone how to run their platform or their show. That's your show, your right to do, to succeed with the best of them, or crash and burn. That's up to you guys, man. I live and learn every day. But the one thing that I will never do, and I will not allow on my fight or war, is for people to come on here and take their experiences or whatever it is that they um, are doing that works for them, and and tell people, this is what you have to do. If you don't do this, this, and this the way that I did it, you're never going to succeed. If you don't do what I did and these other people in my organization, you'll fail if you don't do what we did, because our way is the way that works. And I have now come across people who have been that intense about it. I have come across people who are very passionate about the way that they got sober and in recovery, and that's great. That's what you want. You should feel that your way, for you, is the best way, because it should be the best for you. But like for us, no, we will never have anyone come on here and say, you know what, Manny, your guest is so happy for you that you're getting better, but if you don't do the program that I'm doing, you're gonna fail. No, that will not be allowed. And the thing is, it very rarely happens. Um, but the thing is to each their own, man. With my fight or war, what we're gonna do, what I did, is I threw out my story, my life, what happened to me. And mine is very, like how I've said before, how our stories are very unique, but the same. Mine is extremely unique. I never had any type of assistance with my sobriety. I never had any in-person meetings. I never had a sponsor. I went through anything with the steps. I never had, the phone calls at night, the spot, any of that. Yeah, I never did. Social media, I did, because I didn't know any better. But the reason I didn't have any of this is my whole ordeal was back in 2020. And as we know, and especially for me, the end of January going into February, well, that's when COVID shut the world down. And that's exactly what happened. For those of you, I'll give the real quick Reader Digest version. Most of you know, I was taken to the hospital in January of 2020, and because I was yellow as a banana, man, and I was freaking ugly. And I was yellow because my organs were failing. My pancreas, kidneys, and liver were all failing. They were functioning, but failing because of the drinking and the drugs. Uh, I spent almost about a month in Henry Ford Hospital, Henry Ford, Maine, half of it in ICU. I coded twice. And the one day I was woken up by the doctor telling me that my pancreas, kidneys, and liver have now all stopped functioning. And I had less than 6 weeks to live. Hospice came in, took over my care. Fast forward, they come in to take blood, to transfer my records to hospice. And for the next 5 days, they were coming in every 4 hours taking blood from me. Every 4 hours, there were more people coming in with those people taking blood, to the point where on the seventh day, my room was packed full of doctors, full of specialists. And I am just like, what is going on? Dr. Death, the one who informed me that I was going to be dead in less than 6 weeks, and his lovely associate there are sitting at the foot of my bed looking at me. And Dr. Death leans down, grabs my ankle, and proceeds to start laughing. Well, those of you who know me, that didn't go over real well. So I politely told him what an evil prick he was. And he actually started laughing more. And his female associate came over, sat down on the bed, held my hand, started crying, and said, "Manny, we're sending you home to live, not to die." What? And she said, the reason that they've been taking blood every 4 hours is when we originally did it to transfer your records to hospice care. Obviously, it was a formality because your organs are shut down. They don't turn back on again, especially when it's multi organ failure like yours. Well, we did the labs, they got them back, and there was movement in all of the numbers: pancreas, kidneys, and liver. So obviously, they knew it was a bad draw. They had to redo it. Came in, took more blood. The numbers moved even more. So now they're not sure what's going on. So now every 4 hours are coming in. They're sending my records to these specialists in other cities around, close to the Detroit area, and all of cities throughout the country. Next thing you know, 7 days later, packed full of doctors, they inform me that the levels in my pancreas, kidneys, and liver not only were fluctuating, they were back in well within normal limits. Amazing, a blessing, So that's that. But the whole point of this was when they sent me home, it was like the second or third week of February, and they're like, "You need intense rehab. You need to be at every meeting, whatever it takes. You cannot miss anything with the severity of your issues." So I went, and I go to this door to this facility, which was closed because COVID shut the world down. I was informed that, "Manny, we are closed and we have no idea what's going on in the world right now. But if you have any cravings, any withdrawal symptoms, or any suicidal tendencies or thoughts, go to the ER. Other than that, we don't know what to tell you." So I had absolutely no counseling, no meetings, no sponsors, nothing at all because of the situation at the time with COVID. Um, that being said, by the grace of God above, to this day, and January 27th, it just passed. I just celebrated 5 years of sobriety. I've never had one time where I had cravings, withdrawal symptoms, anything like that whatsoever. It's like I never drank in my life. It's like I never did drugs in my life. It was just amazing. And to this day is, and I know that I'm blessed. And so sharing my way, I don't suggest doing, um, but that's what I mean. So when it comes to people sharing, I open up the platform to share anything that you can to help the next person, because that's what it's all about. So, again, thank you guys for being part of this amazing family. Sheila, I see that right there. Um, that you went through it as well, Sheila. Cold turkey, as you just said. And you know what? For those of us who are dealt a situation, as my dad said, these are the cards that we're dealt. You got to deal. This is what you have to deal with. So, by the grace of God, man, we're still here. Sheila, you're still here. Adam, Tyler, um, Katie, we're all here. Lori, Jacqueline, Carol, we're here, and we're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose, and you know, God has a plan for us, and that's to not only be the best people we can be, but it's also to help everyone along the line. So, you guys have a great day. Enjoy these days, man. When I look outside and I see, see the clouds and the rain pouring down, it's a beautiful day. I look outside and it's sleet and slush and dark and dreary. Man, what a beautiful day. Sunny, warm, again, just as beautiful because we're here. And by the grace of God, man, we're here for a reason. And a lot of our people very close to us, they're not here. We've lost people in our family, our friends. And so for me, you know, Kevin Prince, Porky, Jerry, homie, this is for you. This is for my brothers, my family that are no longer here. And by keeping you in my not only my thoughts and in my mind, but in my words, I keep you and your story alive. So I love you guys. And to all of you, part of this amazing family, thank you for making this possible. So I am going to get this butt of mine moving, get out and enjoy some of this rain, enjoy some of these cool temperatures, enjoy everything that this beautiful day has to offer. So I will see you guys later on this evening, and we'll chit chat some more. So until then, man, have a great day. I love you guys. And as always, man, keep fighting the good fight.